yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy, he's joined by my man, Spin Mo Rex.
What up, though?
We got Young Sus in the TV booth, JB's moving the ones and twos, and a special guest in the mass chair. Flannel!
What up? What up? What up? This is going to be a great show today. I could not miss it for the world, man. Let's go.
You,
Friday
man.
Before, week 2. Let's do it, guys. Let's go.
Appreciate it, Flannel.
Hey, Sam, what's your favorite animal?
I'd probably go with giraffe, honestly. They're so tall.
Oh, man. You guys only do the conversation.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hey, today we are announcing the winner of the Outkicked Your Coverage contest, and it has come down to these two men. Sus, were you able to get that graphic in time?
Yes, sir.
Throw these mofos on the screen. All right, we have
Yeet.
Aiden and Aaron. Congratulations to both these gentlemen. They have reached the finals of the Outkicked Your Coverage contest, and I must say, they qualified.
They qualified for sure. For sure qualified. We will be announcing the winner later in the show, so make sure you stay tuned. Figure out who's going with those sweet, sweet front row tickets to the Detroit Lions versus the Washington Durs. So the Durs.
I already forgot about that nickname. I gotta keep it going. I like that nickname. Hey, put a picture one more time real quick. Just because whoever you guys think, man, comment down below.
Should we do a poll?
I was thinking about doing a poll. Yeah, why not? Why not? Run a poll. But yeah, there's Aiden, there's Aaron, and before the show I realized you put their name together, it's Arian. So, and they both have blonde-haired girlfriends. Kind of weird, right?
Kind of weird.
Illuminati. Can front wheels? Yeah, there you go.
No, I'm not. I ain't with that.
Other than that, Thursday night football.
Yes.
Popping this year so far.
It was popping, yeah. Great game last night. Obviously, you had the Los Angeles Justin Herberts versus the Kansas City Patrick Mahomes. And the Patrick Mahomes came out on top because of a pick six. It was really what decided the game from the 1 yard line. Man took it back 99 yards for the tutty. Very impressive, very impressive. Patrick Mahomes, you know, Sam Flannel's boy, got pretty damn lucky in that game. He got bailed out quite a few times.
Yeah, what?
Dropped interceptions, multiple penalties taking away interceptions. It feels like every time the Chargers got their hands on the ball, the refs were like, no, Patrick can't turn it over. No, you're coming back.
They also had Patrick Mahomes start in their fantasy leagues.
Yeah, illegal football on the defense. 15 yards, penalty, offsets the interception, and we give the Chiefs 5 points. So
yeah, why'd that one interception get turned over? The one that was clear as day the interception. Was it a penalty or was it?
No, I don't know. There were penalties on all. There was like 4 should have been interceptions for the Chargers, either dropped or overturned by penalties. It was pretty cool though, man. It was a lot of fun. I liked the Amazon stream. It was very high quality.
Yeah.
Very high quality stuff. And
High quality H2O.
high quality H2O.
Yeah.
Gatorade. No, but I was happy for it. I think it went well for their first stream, even though, you know, Jeff Bezos and Roger Goodell were looking over like Dark Lords, just looking over like, yes, look at these men playing for our amusement and our money. I don't know. They're just the evil empire. I sent out that tweet last night. It kind of blew up.
It did blow up.
Yeah, and because that was the first thing I thought of when I saw them in the box. I was like,
Yeah.
it's just two evil-ass dudes.
100%.
Yeah.
You sent another tweet, too, that I thought was kind of funny. You pointed to Jason Kelsey
Yeah.
getting hit toss by Rodrigo
Yes.
on Sunday. And then Travis Kelsey got fucking murked last night. Who did that? Who had that tackle? Was that Jason Jackson? Derwin James. I love Derwin James.
Body slammed him, power slammed him. It was pretty nasty.
Picked him up.
Yeah, he really did. He really did. He picked him up off the ground, had him on his shoulder, slammed it. I was like, wow, like that is a big dude. And Travis Kelsey be doing that too.
And that's what I'm saying. And he's running too.
Yeah.
I'm saying that he had like forward momentum. He just like picks him up like a child. Like, ah. Yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy. That was a very good game, though. How did you feel about the game?
How many points did Patrick Mahomes put up for you last night?
I mean, Patrick Mahomes had a little bit over 16. Anytime I get to see the greatest quarterback in the league right now play.
Josh Allen didn't play last night.
Hey, you saw what happened last year in the playoffs. Even though it wasn't Josh Allen's fault. That was a good game. And the difference in the game, obviously, was when the Chiefs DBs actually had a chance to, pick a ball off. They did, and ran it 99 yards for a touchdown. That was the difference in the game by far. And when it comes to Patrick Mahomes, you guys are joking like, oh, every time he throws a pick, when you're the best quarterback in the league, though you get the benefit of the doubt sometimes, and I'm not going to apologize for that. It's all coulda, woulda, shouldas, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, big win, let's go. I get irrationally happy for Chief wins. Like, I get almost happier than for Lions wins. Is that weird?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're a weirdo.
I don't know.
You and your giraffe fetish.
Yeah. Giraffe fetish.
I'm a sick man.
Sam saw a giraffe wearing a Patrick Mahomes jersey. Look out! No, I'm just kidding.
Damn.
There was a lot going on last night. It was
damn.
It was good. That was a good game. There's a lot going on today as well, as it was released by 5 Reasons Sports. Detroit is on Lamar Jackson's short list of places he would want to play.
5 Reasons Sports.
Yeah, it's a certified account on Twitter. Hundreds of thousands of followers, and they said Lamar Jackson's list of teams that he would be interested in playing for outside of the Ravens are the Dolphins, the Lions, and the Eagles.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to react to that.
Yes.
I would. Oh man. I would want him here, but for the free skis, I ain't trying to put a trade in for him.
For the free.
For the free. I'm obviously not going to be for the free, but we have to pay him some money. Maybe that's the reason why they didn't renegotiate Goff's contract rather than Taylor Decker's and Brocker's. Maybe that is on their radar as well.
I mean, if you hear that whispers, it should be on your radar because that's an MVP. That's a guy who is a game changer, and if it's even remotely possible, you should probably go out and do it.
But what was it called? 5 Reasons Sports?
Yeah.
I haven't even heard of those guys.
Yeah.
They're verified, you said?
They're verified, yeah. Big following. Looked decently legit. But, you never know stuff like that. Anytime Lions fans hear something like that, they're like, you sure?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'd like to hear it from Lamar himself, but obviously he'd never go out there and say something like that. So maybe they heard it from an agent, maybe undisclosed source. But that was taking the Twitterverse for a lap. Lions Twitter was going off about Lamar to Detroit possibility.
I have to confirm, this is breaking news, but I saw a guy, Michael White in the chat, shout out, commented down below, and he said that Frank Ragnow is ruled out this Sunday.
He is.
Officially out?
Officially out.
Who reported that?
Maddie.
Get out of town.
Frank is out.
That's no bueno. Was this the injury list?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Because I heard Campbell speak this morning. He said we're so hopeful.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big blow. Definitely a big blow. We're going to get into that whole injury list and everything going on in our next segment. But, yeah, it's tough when you lose a guy like that. We know he was dealing with the groin issues. He had the foot issue as well. And, Justin Rogers, I saw, even tweeted that Amani and Jonah Jackson are like 50-50, like if they're going to play or not. So,
man,
not looking too good. Lions might not be favored in that game for too long.
Yeah, because I was going to say that too. Like, we were favored in the beginning of the week, but it was 2.5. And I'm like, that's not even like a real thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, how often is do you see 2-point games or 1-point games? I mean, I'm not saying they don't happen, but how often is it? It's a game scored by 6s, 7s, and 3s. 2s every once in a while. Flannel Sam. No, we'll save the injury stuff because we do have that as a whole topic. We do have that as a whole topic. Let me go here one more time, just because we are just choosing the winners today. And again, did you make that a poll yet, Sus, or no?
No.
Aaron versus Aiden?
Yes, I got
the Aaron versus Aiden stuff, because we just have to get out in the air. I have to figure out who's getting these front row tickets and who I'm about to text. Hey, if you can't make it. What happened with our guy, by the way?
I don't know.
You hit him up?
No response.
Damn, man. That's messed up. That is messed up. But Flannel Sam, we haven't, at least maybe talked about it in BDE. I don't know if you haven't talked about it with the heavyweights, but the Lamar Jackson to Detroit stuff.
Lamar Jackson is interesting because on one hand, he is the greatest running quarterback who has ever played NFL football. The numbers play that out. And just watching him on the field, he runs like a running back. His passing, I'm not going to say it's a concern, but he's only thrown for 3,000 yards in a season one time. And when I saw that stat, I was absolutely baffled. So I'm not sure if I want to make him the highest paid quarterback in the history of the NFL. Although as a weapon, obviously you say, yes, he's a former MVP.
Yeah.
He gets them to the playoffs seemingly every year. But what does he do in the playoffs? Usually a whole lot of not shit. So that scares me as of now. So I would not want Lamar Jackson to be the highest paid quarterback in NFL history on the Detroit Lions.
The other thing, too, is like, yeah, he hasn't thrown over that 3,000 yard mark. And part of the reason is he's only had, I think, one 16-game season.
Still,
as well.
But he's had like a 15, a 15, a 12. I believe it's a 16, a 15, a 15, and a 12. And that's 3,000 yards. That's not a high benchmark in today's NFL. We know that. Back in the 70s, 3,000 yards, big deal. In the 2020s, absolutely not. I'm not saying I dislike Lamar Jackson. He's obviously a former MVP. And I called him the single greatest running quarterback who has ever played NFL football. And to me, that's not even debatable. But to make him the highest paid quarterback in the NFL on the Lions, I would say no, sir.
Yeah, and he also has not really had many weapons on the outside. I mean, obviously Mark Andrews is a stud, one of the best tight ends in the league, but outside of that, his wide receiver core has been subpar at best. Hollywood Brown is probably the best weapon he's had out there, and you watched the game against the Lions last year, he dropped like 3 touchdowns in that game alone. So I liked what I saw out of Lamar passing in week 1. I thought he did a good job. Rashad Bateman, went out there and performed on a very good level. So you got to make the call. You have to make the call. You have to see what's going on. Obviously, they still have him on this year. More than likely will franchise tag him next year if they don't get a deal done. So I don't know exactly how that'll work, but man, how exciting would that be if we brought in a guy like that?
And honestly, I'm not really tripping over the 3,000 yard mark so much either, though, because he offers so much running. I mean, he has 1,000 yard seasons. I think 2 years, 7 touchdowns straight. Like, he's clearly a threat. My concern is not so much the passing, but just the health. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, as you get older, your body gets a little bit more, wear and tear. Running backs, they're out of the league quite quickly because of how much abuse they take. Lamar Jackson, he's not one that who typically runs out of bounds. He'll try to put his shoulder down every once in a while. He'll take some contact. So, I don't know how long he'll be able to, I guess, just last in terms of, durability,
He's got a couple rounds in him.
Yeah. No, he does. It's straight up.
Yeah, that is definitely a concern. You look at other quarterbacks like that, though, the one he gets compared to the most that had as much success, I say, obviously not as much, but had an equally successful career as he did, is Mike Vick. Mike Vick lasted a very long time, obviously he was also a great pocket passer, had one of the best spirals I've ever seen. Mike Vick was a freak, but Lamar, as much as he runs, he doesn't really take that many hits because he always seems to avoid them. He always seems to go untouched. He's not getting blown up like we saw out of RG3 or like we saw out of Cam Newton or different guys like that were known to take big hits, take big shots like that, and that's what set their careers back. Even Carson Wentz, who was a pretty mobile guy, would be stupid with the way he runs and would take some big hits. Andrew Luck was a pretty mobile guy, would get out and run in the pocket and took some big hits because those guys were so, we're getting this first down, we're getting those extra yards, we're going to lower our shoulder. And that's not really how Lamar runs. Lamar runs, guys don't touch him. He avoids contact. He gets around. He makes dudes look stupid out there. I can't really remember too many hits that I've seen Lamar take where I'm like, oh, damn. You look at Cam Newton tape, you look at RG3 tape, you look at Andrew Luck tape, you see those guys, they get blown up in the middle of the field, or they even blow someone up in the middle of the field, and you're like, damn, that's it. You look at Lamar tape, he's more, on the outside, on the edges, making guys miss and running out of bounds. So I don't think the wear and tear on his body is too much of a factor just yet, because I don't see him getting hit that much.
I mean, I think just let alone like the amount of games he's played tells you there's some wear and tear on him. You know what I'm saying? He's quite literally getting injured out there. But we talk when we come back.
I mean, everybody gets injured.
So he doesn't really get injured?
I said everybody gets injured.
Not as often as Lamar. Nonetheless, this Sunday we'll be downtown Detroit at the Brass Rail. Come down and party with us. There's been a little switch, I'm told. Adam and Jeff Freddie will now be hosting the Detroit Lions pregame show from 11 to 1. I know a lot of y'all here in these streets got beef with Adam. You can just square over them right away. At the Brass Rail this Sunday from 11 to 1. The heavyweights, of course, will be down there crashing all types of tailgates. Same scenario, guys. I tell you this every time. If you could beat Spencer, spin Morex, and a shotgun race, I don't know. I got nothing for you. I'll probably give you a t-shirt or something like that. But nonetheless.
A crisp high five.
Yeah, a crisp high five. A clean high five. We'll all be down there partying nonetheless. Getting ready for the Detroit Lions home games. Every single Sunday, the Detroit Lions play downtown Detroit. This is Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back. Make sure you guys hit that like button.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries are back at Big Boy. It's not the Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease, and guess what else is new? The bacon blue. How about upgrading those fries? They got chili cheese fries, baked potato fries. Those sound dank. Like, I'm gonna have to go to Big Boy and try some of those. And nacho fries. So make sure you satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin More Racks. We got Young Sus in the TD booth. JB Smooth with the 1s and 2s. My guy Flannel Sam in the mass chair. JB, you didn't get to speak on the Lamar stuff last segment. How are you feeling about the situation? A possible situation, I should say.
If we could get him, I would like it. I agree with you guys 100% with the hits and everything like that. Just taking care of himself, taking care of his body, making sure he's all right out there on the field to play. And Spencer, you were right. I checked on that website for you. Detroit is one of the short list for Lamar Jackson. It's also with Philadelphia and the Miami Dolphins, which they will be playing this Sunday. So, might got a chance.
Might get a chance, and yeah. I like the Lamar only missed games last year. You know, he played full seasons the 2 years prior to that. Obviously, his rookie season, they had Joe Flacco. They had him starting the majority of the season, so he started the last 7 games of the year. But last year was his only really season where he missed some time. And he still played 12 games, so it's not too concerning to me that injury or the injury bug or anything like that, because we talked about it. Like I said, he doesn't run like Cam Newton. He doesn't run like Carson Wentz did when he was in that MVPC, where it's like they're diving to get that first yard, they're staying in bounds, they're like he'll slide. He slides at the ends of his runs. He runs out of bounds. He doesn't really get lit up ever, because if you're gonna touch him, he makes sure to get out of bounds or slides, and other than that, you can't touch him because he runs around you and he makes you look stupid. So if we can get Lamar Jackson, man, that would be something else. It would be obviously an extreme upgrade from Jared Goff. I think the offense could be so explosive if you put Lamar Jackson in there. That's just such a big threat. And with all the way, this would be by far the best accumulated amount of weapons Lamar Jackson has ever had in his career. If you 100%. Drop him in this Lions offense right now, let alone getting probably our most explosive player back in, when Jameson Williams decides to join the team, which he was posting videos of himself running routes on Instagram today, which
I heard
pretty good, pretty quick. So I would love to see Lamar Jackson in this offense would be the things Ben Johnson would do. I can't even fathom. It would be such an explosive offense to watch. It'd be so awesome to see. I would love to have him brought to Detroit.
Yeah, and he also gets one of the best offensive lines in the NFL, which honestly is kind of stitched together for quite some time. Obviously, Frank Ragnow just signed his big deal last year or 2 years ago at this point. But we just drafted Penei Sewell, Taylor Decker, I believe we have 2 more years. Jonah Jackson, another guy we drafted just, 2-3 years ago. So, yeah, I mean, he's probably drooling over. That's probably, honestly, I just noticed, like, 2 teams on the list, Eagles and Lions, 2 good offensive lines.
Yeah.
Miami, I'm not as familiar with their offensive line, but I know they got hella weapons.
But they got hella weapons, and yeah, like we talked about how the way Lamar utilizes Mark Andrews so well.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mark Andrews is one of the best tight ends in the league, and it's because Lamar Jackson feeds him. And think of him coming to Detroit, having T.J. Hawkinson, who he's not Mark Andrews, but he is a good tight end, a good pass catching tight end, and Amon-Ra in the middle of that field to be guys that he feeds, running a option with DeAndre Swift out of the backfield, and then having guys that take deep shots too, like DJ Chark and eventually Jameson Williams. Like, the offense would be absolutely insane. I can't even think about it. Like, I'm about to go buy Madden, trade Lamar Jackson to the Lions just to like mess with that offense, because I think it'd be so crazy. It would be so explosive. They would put up so many points. We'd never see what we saw in week 1, where it went 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, pick 6. That would never happen in an offense led by Lamar. In this same offense led by Lamar Jackson. So it's, again, is it going to happen? I don't know. If we are on that short list with only 2 other teams, and Baltimore is really taking this long to say, do they want this guy? Are we going to keep Lamar Jackson, who's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, former MVP? Like, things are starting to heat up. And if he mentioned us by name, or someone mentioned us by name that he said he liked us, it's a beautiful sight to me. And I think they should pursue that as much as they can.
Last week you said no.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of trades.
Yeah, well, it's different. If he wants to come here, you go get him. Reasonably, what we would have to give up
quite a bit
would be a first-round draft pick this year. We already have 2 of them. A first-round draft pick next year. And a couple, maybe another first one. But like, you don't have to give up as much because Russell Wilson's already inked to a deal that got traded for all of that stuff. Lamar Jackson, you have to bring him in and sign him. So it's not like the Ravens have all these years that they can still hold on to, these years of player control. They don't. They're not just going to lose him for nothing if they are going to part ways with him. So it wouldn't be as big of a trade package as we saw for someone like Russell Wilson.
What do you mean? It's the franchise that's like making a decision, not Lamar.
Yeah, but I mean, Lamar could just say no.
What do you mean Lamar could say no?
If they offered him some stuff, if he doesn't want to stay there, if he feels disrespected by that, he can just not re-sign and walk. And so the only thing they can ink him down to is 1 more year after this year, which is a franchise tag, because you're not going to franchise tag him again, because I forget the math of the franchise tag, but I think it like doubles every year after you do it, or increases by 1.5 every year, because that's what Kirk Cousins did. Kirk Cousins made a stupid amount of money because he got franchise tagged like 3 times. So you're not going to do that. So if they're really holding on to him so much, they really only have 1 year of control, unless they're willing to sign him to a deal, which it seems like they're not. So it's either let him go for nothing and he just walks in free agency, or get what you can get out of him by trading him. And no team in their right mind is going to trade the haul that we saw traded for Russell Wilson for a guy that you still have to sign to a $50 million contract.
Final Sam?
I mean, I haven't been convinced, unfortunately, but like I said, if he were to come here, if it were to happen, I would obviously be excited. I think it would be a really exciting brand of football. I think guys like DeAndre Swift, and especially T.J. Hawkinson, he would probably be doing backflips. And I think Amon-Ra St. Brown would be a guy who would be a good target for Lamar Jackson, kind of more of a short and intermediate route kind of runner. I think they could make a good connection. It's just, Unfortunately, in a salary cap league, it's not a conversation I like to have. I find it kind of boring. I find it kind of like, being the fun police, and I don't like to do that. But in a salary cap league, I do not want to sign Lamar Jackson to my team and have him be the highest paid quarterback, highest paid player in the NFL. I just don't want to do that. And unfortunately, that type of stuff matters in a salary cap league.
And that's where I'm at too. I've always been that. One of my things when I was doing the podcast in the basement, one of my biggest videos before the trade happened, I made a video saying, hey, you should probably look around at trade Matthew Stafford. And that's why I had finally did the homework in terms of what type of quarterbacks were winning these Super Bowls. Even one of the guys who made it there who are average, as Jared Goff. Mm-hmm. Jared Goff is a very average quarterback. However, he had an elite team around him. The Rams were able to afford that because he was on that rookie deal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I will say this, but no, I'm not even going to say that. Because obviously we have the plethora of draft picks to surround a guy like Jared, or a big contract guy with talent around him, mm-hmm. and play it that way. But I just don't think Jared Goff at the end of the day is like that guy,
yes,
regardless.
I agree. And this is another route the Lions could take to have success, is doing something like this, to where, like what the Buccaneers did, where you have a complete team and you go out and get your quarterback. Obviously, they don't have a complete team yet, because that defense Tampa Bay had was insane. But think this year they go defense in that first round, get Will Anderson and somebody else, bring them in here, have that team loaded, and then make a trade for Lamar Jackson as your quarterback while all those guys are on rookie deals. You don't have to, you're not paying them all that much. I'm just saying, and it's been done before.
If he wasn't a running quarterback, I'd agree. Again, I have the concerns with the health. I get that he doesn't have the same running style as Cam Newton, as other guys we've seen in the past, and I do think he's a lot better passer than people give him credit for. But nonetheless, when you're running the football, you're more at risk. It's just 100% just the fact of the situation, and you're paying one person a third of your salary cap. It's just a risk I'm not willing to take. I get it with the talent aspect. I'm saying Lamar 100% would make us. He'd make us playoff team this year
for sure.
I know
easily.
Yeah, I don't know if it was you or someone else who said it the other day. I don't know if we do it this year. No, we would be this year for sure. Considering our offensive line, considering the offensive weapons we have, and I think that's the reason why we're on that short list. I think obviously Dan Campbell probably a reason for that too. So I saw you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I just wanted to say quickly that I'm happy as a Detroit fan, as a Detroit sports fan, that he's at least interested. Whether we do it or not is a whole nother thing. But I mean, you guys are more the football people than I am. When's the last time that a quarterback this good, a MVP caliber quarterback, has said either publicly or through sources that they would like to play in Detroit?
Never ever.
Yeah. Never ever.
Gronk said he'd retire if he got traded to Detroit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is the first time we've had someone of this caliber be like, yeah, it doesn't look too bad over there.
And that's something. That's something, right? At the end of the day, that's something to take away from this. Maybe he's not the guy, but it's nice that he wants to be here or is at least open to the opponent.
Feel liked by the pretty girl. It really is.
That's how you outkick your coverage.
Yeah, that's how you outkick your coverage for sure. And if you outkicked your coverage, we're going to be announcing the winner at some time today. So if you want to backdoor cover the outkicking of the coverage, you got to get it in now during the show. So if you know that you've done this, Woodward Sports is looking to give you a chance to sit front row for the Lions versus Washington. That's right. We're looking for the ugliest guy and the hottest girl. So fellas, if you've outkicked your coverage, here's your last chance. Post a pic of you and your superior looking partner on Twitter or Instagram. Tag hashtag Woodward Front Row and tag us. And you got to be following to qualify. Hurry, because we're announcing the winner at some point during this show. So if you want the backdoor cover, make sure you get in there and post it. We are the Woodward Heavyweights, and we'll be right back talking about Lions injuries.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
Hey, it's Scott from the Woodward Bet Show. Hey, listen, we're fired up. We got some NFL Thursday Night Football here to talk about at 4:30 over at the Woodward Bets YouTube page. I'm also excited to get over that App Store and download oddstrader.com. It's got live scoring, play-by-play updates, and the best place to check all the odds of sports books right in the palm of your hand. But hey, let's get back to that Thursday night football game. We need some winners. That's what we're here for. Listen, I'm taking the Chargers. Herbert's 3-1 against the spread against the Chiefs in his career. And I'm also going to take, as a little bonus, Mahomes over 16.5 rushing yards. OddsTrader.com. Woodward Bets. Check it out.
As you guys know, we get things on and popping on Mondays nights at a certain nightclub. And that's one nightclub you may not want to see your daughter at. So get her a good education at the Academy of Warren. Guys, it's a brand new state-of-the-art sports dome field house that has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field that could also be used for 7-on-7 football. They have K-8 features such as Amy P.M. Latchkey, small classroom sizes, a learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holtman for curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Guys, enroll at the academyofwarren.net. What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin More Rats.
What up, though?
We got Young Sus in the TV booth, my man JB Smooth with the 1s and 2s, and my guy Flannel Sam in the mass chair. Before we went to break, we were having a brief discussion. Actually, this is funny because this started on the beginning of the show. It's like, well, this happened today.
Yeah.
And Lamar Jackson's steamrolled, taking over the first topic of the day. But I do want to talk about this because it's semi-breaking news and does pertain to the game happening this Sunday.
Yeah.
And probably one of the reasons that Lamar Jackson wants to come to Detroit is this offensive line that just never can seem to stay healthy. Frank Ragnow officially ruled out of Sunday's game. I'm not. Look, man, it cheer up a little bit. Cheer up a little bit, man. Because here's one thing I'll say: if there's any position on this offensive line that I'm comfortable with the backup on, it is that center position. We saw Evan Brown perform last year. Now, I will say, the Commanders, I almost call them that cancellation name, but the Commanders, the strength of their defense is that defensive line, and it's more specifically the interior part of it with, what was his name, Jonathan Allen?
Jonathan Allen, yeah.
Jonathan Allen, he's a bad man.
He's a bad man. 9 sacks last year.
9 sacks last year as an interior defensive lineman.
Yeah.
I don't care what type of schedule he was on. That's pretty damn impressive.
That's pretty damn good.
Pretty damn impressive. Now, I watched back. I told you guys before, too, that NFL Premium thing, NFL Plus Premium, worth it. You get to rewatch. You don't get to watch it live. You get to rewatch all the games. You get all 22. They were beating Trevor Lawrence up.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie. They were beating Trevor Lawrence
Snitch.
up. But also on the injury report, Amani Warrior did not practice today. Ruled questionable. DeAndre Swift, ruled questionable. And another part of that offensive line, Jonah Jackson, ruled questionable.
Yes.
Spinny.
Yes.
How you feel?
25 not sitting on 25 million. I'm only going to be 25 for so much longer, and I'm not feeling like 25 mil. So I don't know, man. It's scary. I'm comfortable with Evan Brown as our backup, but man, Jonathan Allen is a beast. That dude is big, nasty. I like him big. I like him chunky.
Moto.
And it's Moto likes you. But yeah, it's this guy, Jonathan Allen, is a beast. He is a beast up the middle, and I would feel very comfortable if we had Frank Ragnow in there. I would feel even more comfortable if we had Frank Ragnow and Big V. I would feel even more comfortable if we had Frank Ragnow, Big V, and Jonah Jackson. But we know for sure 2 of them are gone. Justin Rogers said he feels Jonah Jackson is 50-50 to play the game. If you're sitting there, Tommy Kramer on the IR, so that's our backup right guard. So if you're sitting there, 2nd string left guard, 2nd string center, 3rd string right guard, going up against a guy like Jonathan Allen, shit's not going to be good. This guy, Jared Goff, you said it yesterday, he had the quickest release out of NFL quarterbacks last.
In week 1.
He's going to need to speed that up a little bit more because that pocket is going to be collapsing from the inside out. It's tough. It is tough for me to say, it's fine. We got our 3rd string guy, our 2nd string guy, and our 2nd string guys, our 3 interior offensive lineman positions going up one of the premier interior defensive pass rushers. It's all right. No, it's scary. And if I was Vegas, I'd flip those odds real quick. Now that I see Frank Ragnow is going to be out.
I seen this morning some of them were dropping as low as 1, and it opened up as -2.5, in the Detroit Lions' favor. I've seen it drop as low as 1. That was before the Frank Ragnow news. This is
we couldn't even have 1
week. We've been praising Jonathan Allen. Don't forget, They got Deron Payne, too. Deron Payne's no joke as well. He's a guy.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, he'd be getting sacks, too. You know what I'm saying? He did 5 his rookie year, 2 the year after that, which is not a lot, 3, and then 4.5. But nonetheless, like, as an interior defensive lineman, you know, those aren't the guys that you typically see with those types of sack numbers. This is, it's growing a bit concerning, Flano Sam. How are you feeling about this injury report that came out today?
Well, to quote one of my all-time favorite artists, XXXTentacion,
Hey.
depression and obsession don't mix well. Okay, anywho, but seriously, that's about how I'm feeling right now, because coming into the season, what was their success contingent on? The Lions have one of the best offensive lines in the NFL, and they are finally going to be together, healthy as a unit, and it hasn't happened once this year. Week 1, Vitae out.
Yes.
Week 2, Ragnow out too, as well as Vitae, and it's just, to me, it's just a bad sign. And you guys already mentioned it, going up against Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne. Jonathan Allen, to me, has an argument for being the second best interior lineman in the NFL after Aaron Donald. That dude is just like athletic, skilled. And coming out of college, I was really high on him, and he has delivered. Deron Payne is just a hoss. That dude is big and bad. And
Junkie.
Yes, and Frank Ragnow was a guy that was counted on to maybe neutralize him. And if he's out, God, it's going to make it really hard for the Lions to win this, to win a must-win game. And you're doing it without Frank Ragnow, who is your best overall player, who is the best player on the best unit on the team. So I'm not trying to freak out too much, even if it sounds like I am, but I kind of think not having Frank Ragnow and Vitae having 2/5 of your offensive line out is something worth freaking out about. So I'm freaking out.
I think you're very reasonably freaking out. I think this is something that should be concerning this early in the season. We saw Ragnow had the groin injury, but he played through it in week 1, and then he popped up with groin/foot on the injury report. I still haven't heard like what that foot injury was all about. I don't know exactly what it is.
Yeah, there's no update on it.
Man, it's tough. Big V could be done forever. Like, he could be done for his career with that kind of back surgery. The guy we wanted to replace him, Tommy Kramer, I said out.
Yeah.
And not having Frank Ragnow as not only the best player on your team. Frank Ragnow, when healthy, is the best player on your team.
Yeah.
He is the quarterback of that offensive line.
Yep.
He is calling out stunts. He's calling out blitzes. He's calling out who's the Mike. And when you have your third string right guard, when you have your second string left guard possibly, it's important to have your quarterback there to make sure these guys understand their blocking assignments, understand their blitz pickups, understand what these guys are doing at the point of attack. And he ain't going to be like Magic Johnson. I ain't going to be there. Like, it's tough. It is tough for the DeAndre Swift running through these gaping holes in week 1 against a great defensive line in the Philadelphia Eagles.
I don't want to say great.
I think they're pretty great. A great defensive line in the Philadelphia Eagles that was neutralized by our offensive line. And now it's just more banged up. You thought you could make up for it. You know, yeah, at least we got Frank week 1. Will he go? You know, Jonah Jackson might be back. Nah, probably not. It's looking like no. It's looking like no. He was out there, but he didn't practice. He had his hand wrapped up. I don't know if you guys know, but like, having full use of your hand is pretty important for a guard on the offensive line.
Yeah.
So,
especially on rundowns.
Yeah, man, I'm scared. I'm scared. That's all it is. Like, I thought we were going to win this game. I picked it before the season that we should win this game. I might be saying otherwise.
Yeah, I think a lot of the optimism that Detroit Lions fans had in this team was based around this offensive line and how stout it was as a unit. And now, more than just one player, you know, multiples at this point are now falling and no longer starting in it. And this next particular game, and I think, personally, I feel that this defensive line's more, as of late, has been more talented, been more threatening than the Eagles' offensive line. And I hope it doesn't show, man. I watched back the tape earlier this week against the Eagles, and the one weak spot on our offensive line was the new starter, and our guy, Logan Steinberg, who had the 2 false starts to begin with. And then a lot of the pressures that come from the Eagles' defensive line was from him. I see him maybe miss a couple run blocks too. So we're already seeing like these backups. And again, I think he ultimately played the opposite side of the line too during the preseason and throughout the training camp as well. It's not looking good. I know we signed Coyote from the Eagles practice squad. I'm not going to attempt that last name. It's a wild one. But again, this is what we thought the strength of this team was going to be, was this offensive line, and it's now depleted. The only good thing I have to say, and I was going to say this for the next segment, and finding some optimism and how we think the Detroit Lions would win this game, is that, yeah, Jared Goff did have the fastest release in the NFL last week. I think it's 2.41 seconds. I think that's something he'll still be able to do with this offensive line. However, the run game, I think, helped him do that. I think them being concerned of Swift being a bad man helped him get a little extra time or get a little hesitation from both the safeties and linebackers. Sam, I see you shaking your head.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that I have to say too, and this is kind of maybe a little bit too reactionary, if Jonah Jackson is ruled out, I'm changing my prediction to Washington's winning. And I hate to say it because no matter who's playing, no matter who's out, it is a must-win game. But if you have 3/5 of your offensive line out, your strongest unit, against that defensive line, I'm changing my prediction to Washington. And I take no pleasure in it whatsoever because it is a must-win game no matter who is playing.
And it's not only Jonah Jackson. Like Justin Rogers said, he feels like Swift is going to play. He's pretty confident on that and that he'll be able to handle the full workload. Mm-hmm. But Amani Omowarie, as well as Jonah Jackson, he's 50-50 on. And if Amani doesn't play, that means good old Will Harris is going to be out there trying to guard either Curtis Samuel, Terry McLaurin, or Jahan Dotson. And I don't know if you guys remember that catch that A.J. Brown had where he literally dragged Will Harris for 10 yards after he made contact with him. Like, I thought this receiving core was a matchup winner against our secondary, even if our secondary is at full strength. But if Amani's out, it's night and day. Like we have no chance. We need to decapitate Carson Wentz on every single play, or they are going to be burning us all day.
No bueno.
No bueno.
No bueno. If I want to avoid back injuries, just want to stay healthy, man, because I'm getting kind of scared now. Where should I go to? Get in shape.
Planet Fitness, man. Planet Fitness. We are in the Planet Fitness studios in Birmingham. And Planet Fitness is the home of the Judgment-Free Zone, where you can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. Membership is just $10 a month, or the Black Card for $24.99. Black Card members enjoy the use of amenities such as unlimited tanning, hydro massage, massage chairs, total body enhancement, along with access to over 2,000 locations around the world.
Copyright.
So make sure you join in club or online at planetfitness.com. We are the Woodward Heavyweights, and we'll be right back.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
At Alta,
Uptime
Mattis. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. You got a big project coming up?
Uptime.
Alta Rent has you covered. Give them a call today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Again, that's 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Alta Equipment where
Uptime.
Mattis. What up, though? Welcome back to my Atlanta. Flannel Sam Face. Ow, ow. What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin Morax.
Hello.
We got Young Sus in the TD booth. JB's moving the 1s and 2s, and Flannel Sam joining us today from the Maz chair. Shout out. I saw a comment in the chat saying they said you're not heavy enough to be on heavyweights.
Hey,
Somebody said your heavyweight matters, though.
Hey.
I mean, I'm not going to confirm or deny that. Last night. But no, man.
He said, but I got that thing on me.
Got the hammer.
Not my words.
Hit the like button if you guys haven't already. Be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream. We're moving on to a positive note. You want good news or bad news first, Zach? Shall I let the people decide?
Yeah.
All right. First person.
No. We just did a bad news segment. Let's give him good news.
Let's refresh him. Okay. Flannel Sam, I know you've seen it in the prep. I wanted to ask you guys, is there a scenario, now including the Frank Ragnow injury, in which the Detroit Lions win this game, and how would that play out?
So they have to get to Carson Wentz. That is non-negotiable. You absolutely have to get to Carson Wentz. I'm talking to you, Aiden Hutchinson and Charles Harris, because if Carson Wentz is allowed to stand back there, and guys like Terry McLaurin and Curtis Samuel, they're allowed to just run their routes. Their routes are allowed to develop. Carson Wentz will pick Detroit apart, and that cannot be allowed to happen. I expect to see some pressures from Aiden Hutchinson, even from Aleem McNeil up the middle, Charles Harris. I need a sack or two from each of them, honestly, if they want to win. And on offense, like we talked about in BDE briefly, first drive, they went right down the field, 7-0. It was beautiful. DeAndre Swift had that long run. It's going to be a great day, right? Wrong. The next 4 drives, 3 and out, pick 6. If you do that, you deserve to lose. The offense cannot stagnate like that. Jared Goff has to play better. He has to start off the game stronger because he was looking real terrible. And you guys, I know you guys aren't big Jared Goff guys. You were probably looking at that being like, see, I told you, even though he played a lot better in the second half. But
yes, I was.
Yes, you got to get pressure. And the offense cannot just get bogged down for 4 consecutive drives of absolute dog dick, including a pick 6 where you're actively hurting yourself. That is their pathway to win. Clean it up on offense, get pressure on Carson Wentz.
I agree with Sam Flannel. It's, I wrote down a couple bullet points for Lions win scenario. Number 1, I said Hutch shows up. Jason Kelsey went on his podcast and said Aiden Hutchinson reminds him of a more athletic Jared Allen.
Wow.
That is pretty big praise because, as Lions fans know, Jared Allen was a very good player.
That was one of his pro comps.
He tortured us for a long time. He was the man. I liked Jared Allen a lot as a player. And if that's who he saw,
kicked out his door from the trailer game to cause a ruckus.
Yeah,
Jared Allen.
We need to see that on the stat sheet. We need to see that with some sacks against. I'm not holding it against Hutchinson. I understand. I watched the tape. Like I said, he was back there. He was in the backfield. He was creating pressures. It's hard to get a guy like Jalen Hurts on the ground because he is very elusive. He is very great at using his legs, using his speeds to extend plays, move up in the pocket, move around in the pocket, avoid sacks. Carson Wentz is not. We need Aiden Hutchinson to show up. I have him at a sack and a half. I want to see a sack out of Charles Harris as well. And the second thing on my list was Ragnow plays, but that's not happening anymore, so I guess me, right? But it's the offensive line is going to have to show out. Goff, I'll switch it from my third key to success is that Goff uses DJ Chark more. I need to see Goff take some more shots down the field. I need to see him use the talents of DJ Chark, his prized free agent acquisition on offense, to extend the defense, to spread the defense, to make it easier for my other topic, Swift repeating his performance. So you don't have guys cramming because they're going to see that. They saw what DeAndre Swift did last week. They're going to pay extra attention to that. They're going to load some more guys up in the box. They're going to use the safeties down more to try to stop Swift from breaking out and having those big gash plays. So I expect them to utilize DJ Chark over the top, maybe hit some long passing plays, as well as having DeAndre Swift keep the magic going. If DeAndre Swift doesn't play, I just might not go downtown. I just might cry in my bed for the whole game.
He's playing.
He's probably gonna play.
Yeah, he's been really adamant this week about saying he is playing. And yeah, I had a couple scenarios, which included a healthy offensive line. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem like it's going to be the situation. The Jonah Jackson stuff has to be shook a little bit too. I guess that injury occurred without pads. It's crazy because we had the same situation happen with Taylor Decker last year too, and we lost him. We lost him to a finger injury. I don't know if this is one we just brush off at this point. I'm truly concerned, man. I felt, originally in this scenario, we should run the damn football.
Yes.
I know this team ranked, I think, 8th according to teamrankings.com against run defense per yards, by the yards last year. However, last week they let up 6.8 yards per carry against the Jacksonville Jaguars, in which I know I've said they would be improved or surprise some people, but it wasn't in the run game. I thought it was going to be from Trevor Lawrence and that defense.
I like James Robinson, but he's not DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, he's not. Travis Etienne, however the hell you say his last name. Etienne, thank you. Nonetheless, I don't see them as like a formidable run force, and they still were able to average at 6.8 yards per carry. Now, can the Detroit Lions still possibly do that? Because again, the Jaguars' offensive line, that's our second string guys, man. That Steinberg doesn't even play that side of the line. No, I'm not gonna have any faith in that one. However, I will touch back to something I said in the last topic, where Jared Goff did have the quickest release time last week in that 2.4 seconds, and I think we just have to be able to utilize our guys that can break tackles and get that yak. You know what I'm saying? The yards at the catch. I'm talking about even bringing in a couple special gadget plays for guys like Khalif Raymond, who can make things happen with some space. We talk about guys like DeAndre Swift quite clearly. I hope he's healthy and plays. And I'm talking about moving him around too. I know that in the offseason they flirted around talking about putting him at the slot spot. You know what I'm saying? I think Justin Jackson's another guy that got moved up to the roster that can catch the ball in the backfield. I even see a situation where you put DeAndre Swift in the slot, Justin Jackson, just get funky with it. And that's something I truly believe Ben Johnson can do. We saw last year the sprinkle. What?
I just it just popped in my mind
get funky.
A backfield of Lamar Jackson, DeAndre Swift, and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Did you jizz yourself?
Yeah, a little bit, honestly. That would be nuts. Sorry.
No, you're fine. We're just got to be able to utilize our athletes who could do work with little space. Again, I said Khalif Raymond, DeAndre Swift, Justin Jackson, another guy like that. Obviously, Amon-Ra St. Brown. If you're a fantasy football player and you have Amon-Ra St. Brown, not that he's not a must-start every single week, he is, but no brainer this week for sure. We're going to have to use that passing game because I don't know if we're going to be able to capitalize in the run game like that. I am truly scared of Jonathan Allen in the defensive line, but in a scenario where we win, I think it's done that way. I think Jared Goff, unfortunately, has to throw the ball over 30 to 40 times. The same situation Carson Wentz was put in last week against a Jacksonville Jaguars team. But, yeah, I think strongly on our offense, we have to rely on the pass game. Jared Goff's going to step up. Needs to be no miscommunications. There can't be any type of fuck-ups. And there's type of situations last week where we got our hands on the ball, but we weren't able to catch it to actually create a turnover. And I know that Carson Wentz, I'd say, is a better thrower of the football than Jalen Hurts. But nonetheless, we need to capitalize on those opportunities this week, especially. You know what I'm saying? We need to stop them from scoring, and we need to score as much as possible. That seems really simple. You know what I'm saying?
You just got to score more than the guy
more than those other guys.
Yeah.
The team with the most points usually wins.
Yeah, normally they tend to. And that's another big one that was Amani Omowarie playing. If Amani Omowarie plays, I feel at least a little more confident in our secondary going up against their receivers. But if he doesn't play, I have absolutely no confidence. None at all. And if I was Aaron Glenn and that happened to me, I would say, Jeff Okudah, I'm sorry, but you're lining up against Terry McLaurin every single snap on defense. Every single snap. You're following him everywhere he goes. Because I do not trust Will Harris at all. I would rather them start Chase Lucas over Will Harris. Put Chase Lucas in there. Let's see what he can do, because we know Will Harris can't do shit. So at least give the young buck a shot. Mike Hughes is equally garbage.
The Amani Oruwariye thing cannot be overstated. He absolutely has to play. And let me just address something in the chat really quick, if you guys don't mind. This is from Arthur Fonzarelli. He says, going back to my point earlier, who cares how they got bogged down? They still scored 35 points, which wins you 95% of the games in the NFL, and they did it all on long fields. Well, Arthur, let me say this. What was the score after the Lions scored that touchdown on the opening drive? It was 7-0. After those 4 drives from hell where they got bogged down, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, pick 6, it was 21-7 Eagles, and you're already playing from behind. So to me, that does matter, because they scored those last 2 touchdowns. I wouldn't say in garbage time.
It was garbage time.
But they did make it to within 3 with 4 minutes left, but still, that's not a winning formula. You have to start stronger. You can't just count on getting down 21-7 and having some sort of, I wouldn't say a meaningless comeback, but
it is a fake comeback. That's what I called it yesterday. It was a fake comeback. It was garbage time because they never had the ball in a one-possession game. They never had possession of the ball in a one-possession game.
What do you mean?
The Lions' offense never had possession of the ball in a one-possession game.
It was 7-7.
No, in the second half.
In the fourth quarter.
Okay.
In the second
when you're
half.
trying to come back, when you're doing that comeback, it was a fake comeback. It didn't matter.
I didn't see the Eagles' offensive game plan change much. We still forced the turnovers. I don't think it was a fugazi comeback or fake comeback. I think it very much was the football game we saw. I mean, we saw how dominant the offense was to begin with, and obviously found that spark the second half. We also changed our game plan in the second half too. We started attacking through the air a lot more. There were a lot of drop balls, but nonetheless. DJ Chark had that snag. I'm saying I wasn't a fake comeback. You're still not letting the team score, and it was still. I don't know how you call it.
You
a
were
fake
never
comeback.
in a position to win the game, though. So the comeback doesn't mean anything. If you're never in a position to win the game, it doesn't matter how much you come back.
I mean, the point is it does matter if you get bogged down that bad and go from leading 7-0 to trailing 21-7. It doesn't matter the end result. You cannot get in that big of a hole early on in the first half of the game. That is just unacceptable, and you will lose almost all the games you play if you do that.
Mm-hmm. And I think one of the things too, Darius Slay was on Richard Sherman's podcast this past week too, and he's part of the reason the Lions did come back is they didn't deviate from the game plan. They kept running the ball, and we clearly couldn't stop it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. I'm not calling it a fake comeback. Could you say that when we were down bad? Yeah. And part of that 21 was a 6 or 7 that we gave them straight from Jared Goff on a misconnection. You know what I'm saying, with T.J. Hockenson, and that's something we cannot have this week if we want to win this football game. Now, I gave you points on the offensive end, on the defensive end. It's a lot of the same stuff that you said, Spinny. We need to attack that Carson Wentz. We need to get him down. We need Aiden Hutchinson and Charles Harris to get the damn quarterback, Carson Wentz especially, and hopefully. I don't want to say injure him, but no, fuck that, injure him. You know what I'm saying? Get him hurt. Amani Warrior does need to stay healthy. I saw in our Twitter chat thread. I gotta pull up the stats so I can read this correctly. Jeff Okudah in man coverage in week 1 out of 18 coverage snaps and one target. Oh my God, it's one target.
Yeah,
0 catches
had.
But they didn't throw his way.
They only targeted him once, so he must have been doing something right.
And I said earlier this week too, if Jeff Okudah continues this trajectory, which again is still kind of shaky, but it's still kind of like his second year, that would be the guy I'd say, hey, you have to cover this person all damn day. I would feel comfortable saying that this week. Jeff Okudah, Terry McLaurin. I think Curtis Samuel, again, I don't think that highly of him. Jahan Dotson, he still has very much to prove. He is a rookie. He only had 3 catches that first game, and 2 of them were touchdowns, yes. And he is quite resourceful in terms of sometimes you put him in the backfield, some sweeps and stuff like that. Obviously, he's really quick. But 183 pounds in the NFL with that aggressive jam defense that we have, experienced vets, we hope that benefit us in this situation. I think that Curtis Samuel and both Jahan Dotson can be neutralized. Just Terry McLaurin, much like A.J. Brown, we kind of got to pipe down a little bit. But Tracy Walker is still back there. Deshaun Elliott is still back there. I think that'd be the keys to victory. Like I said, we are going to win, but that'd be the way we would win. And if we do win, I'm enjoying me a whole damn pack of Gypsy vodka. All right, it's got that sweet tea flavor, 8% alcohol. It's the real deal, guys. I don't play around with these frizzy little fruity drinks, man. I drink Gypsy vodka. It's got the 8% alcohol. Gets me where I need to be. All right, I'm not getting no beer gut. I'm not getting the beer poops. None of that stuff. I'm drinking Gypsy vodka. I'm feeling good, and I'm talking my junk in the backyard, boys, and maybe even on the golf course. Guys, check it out. Gypsy vodka at a Total Wine near you or golf course near you. And as always, drink responsible. This is Woodward Heavyweights. Hit that like button. We'll be right back.
You're an ugly guy, and that's okay because you've outkicked your coverage with your significant other. Well, that's good news for you. Their hotness and your notness could get you front row tickets. The Woodward Sports Network is giving you a chance to sit front row for the Detroit versus Washington football game. That's right. We're looking for the ugliest guy and the hottest girl. So fellas, come on. If you know you've outkicked your coverage, here's your chance. Post a pic of you and your superior-looking partner on Twitter or Instagram with hashtag Woodward Front Row. Follow us and tag at Woodward Sports. Hurry, because we'll be selecting a winner September 16th. We can't wait to see you. Well, her. From the network that always outkicks the competition. Woodward Sports.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer, Academy of Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new Field House. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM latchkey, small classroom sizes, learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The bacon blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries, what will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Guys, I tell you time and time, day in and day out, that I am a white man. I got my white privilege card here to prove it. Right now, if you want to join the Chili Peppers Club so you can look so damn good, golden, Brazilian, gold, man, you got to check them out because right now they'll beat all competitors by $5. $5. They got the hottest balls, the hottest deals, and darkest tans at Chili Peppers Tan. 26 locations and more around the state of Michigan.
$5?
Thank you, Spencer.
You just dropped everything, bro.
Yeah, I just dropped my white privilege card. What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy, Easy, joined by my man, Spin More Racks.
What up, though?
We got Young Sus to the TV with my man, JB Smooth on the ones and twos. The Flint of Sam in the Maz chair. JB Smooth, we have some breaking news that may or may not correlate to the Detroit Pistons.
Oh yeah, this may or may not, and this is breaking news. But our boy Dennis Schroeder is signing with Schroeder is signing with the LA Lakers, so he's moving backwards for $2.6 million. And it's just a one-year deal, so I think Russ is out of there.
That is probably the biggest bag fumble of all time. The dude was offered like $40 million, $84 million. And he signed a deal for $14 million, and now he's getting paid $2 million a year.
Hey, I know somebody that can make that $84 million into $2.6 real quick for you.
Jay-Z.
Yeah, Russell Westbrook.
Go to dinner with me one time.
You didn't notice we talked about yesterday. Russell Westbrook to Detroit. Russell Westbrook is definitely out of LA. After that, they signed another guard. They just got Pat Bev too. He's gone. But now
to the negatives.
We're gonna talk about scenarios which would cause the Lions to lose. Set game versus the DC Durs. And Easy, go first. What are some of your scenarios?
You go first.
You go.
I'm going to be the bearer of bad news.
I'll go first.
I mean, I'll go first. It's kind of simple. I think, obviously, there's a clear outlier now with Frank Ragnow out and Jonah Jackson within question. That offensive line gets dominated by two good interior defensive linemen and Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne. Those guys are bad men, especially when it comes to attacking in a pass rush. Now, against the run last year, again, they did prove well. In terms of yardage, they ranked 8th in the NFL. However, last week they did let up 6.8 yards per carry against the Jacksonville Jaguars. But that defensive line can be deadly. It can be lethal. And that could be the end of what we're trying to do here in terms of, I think, running the football too. Only because we have those backups in.
Yeah.
The defensive line needs to be stopped. I'm not so concerned with the linebackers and cornerbacks. And I actually forgot to mention this in my last segment. I apologize. Let me squeeze this real quick. Jamin Davis, I believe his name. I brought him up yesterday when we had our guy George on.
Yeah.
He's a former first-round pick of the Commanders, and he was put in a lot of situations against the Jacksonville Jaguars where he's kind of forced to cover wide receivers. And that's kind of another reason why, if we can't run the ball with these second-string guys in, we have to spread out, maybe get 4 guys out there and put that same linebacker on skates, because that was a lot of the reasons Trevor Lawrence was having success going to his guy Christian Kirk. And we know Jared Goff has, in the short yard situations, do the same thing. But, yeah, we absolutely, positively have to stop the defensive line, and I'll start there on the offensive side of the ball.
For sure. Yeah, that was one of mine. Another one of mine is if they let Scary Terry and Curtis Samuel get loose. If they let those guys get loose in the back end of the defense and run around out there, like I said, they're burners. We don't have a lot of guys in that secondary that can keep up or match that type of speed, especially if Amani Omowarie is gone. It's going to be a lot easier for those guys to get loose. So if you let those guys get loose in the back end, it opens everything up. Then you got to put more guys in coverage. It lets Antonio Gibson eat up in the middle of the field. Guys like Antonio Gibson, Logan Thomas will eat in the middle of the field if those guys are getting, burning our cornerbacks and getting open in the back end of the defense. That's a big one for me. The other one is not putting pressure on Carson Wentz. If you allow Carson Wentz to sit comfortably in that pocket and make throws, he is going to pick you apart because this offense does have weapons. It does have guys in the passing. Like Antonio Gibson is a great pass-catching back. Logan Thomas is a good tight end. We obviously have talked about their wide receiver trio that can be very dangerous if they are given time. And Carson Wentz has big arms still. He has a lot of playmaking ability still. So if you give him time back there to sit back there, go through his progressions, go through his reads, and make the right one, he is going to pick you apart. So we need to get to Carson Wentz. We need to stay clamped to guys like Terry and Curtis Samuel. And then, offensive line falls apart. It's in there, and it's looking like it's going to already. It's falling apart in practice. So I'm pretty worried about that. I'm not going to lie, because Goff needs, obviously, a clean pocket. He needs time back there to make throws. He needs people not in his face, or he gets like we saw him last year, or like we saw him in those 4 drives that Sam talked about, where he looked very uncomfortable. He was not making his reads. So we need to do everything we can to keep Goff clean in that pocket and make sure these good pass rushers like Montez Sweat, like Jonathan Allen, like Darren Payne are not on top of Goff while he's trying to make plays down the field. Sam, what are some of your ways the Lions would lose this game?
You guys touched on a lot of them, and obviously you can just do the inverse of what I said last time, but I'm going to go deeper than that. Here's the way that you lose. First of all, if Jonah Jackson and Amani Oruwariye are ruled out, that's an easy one. If they don't play, I actually think the Lions do lose. But further than that, if the defensive line plays undisciplined, kind of like they did last week, they need to stay in their gaps. When they rush the quarterback, don't just go balls to the wall completely. You got to break down a little bit. You have to make sure that even Carson Wentz, somebody who doesn't have the mobility of Jalen Hurts, can't just escape on the outside. Although with Carson Wentz, I think they will play better. But even guys like Aleem McNeil, you have to make sure you're in your gaps. You can't let Antonio Gibson, of all people, go off on the ground because, in my opinion, Terry McLaurin will get his numbers no matter what. That's just inevitable. But you can't let Antonio Gibson gash you as well. On the offensive end, they got to do what they did last week on the ground. Maybe not have DeAndre Swift run for 9.6 yards a carry, but be consistent. Get chunk plays. Get 4 or 5 yards. Have DeAndre Swift pop one off for 50. That, to me, is important because it was the best part of the offense last week. That is the part of the offense that I believe is their strength. If DeAndre Swift goes off, I think this offense will be good. They'll score 20 or 30 points. So, to me, it's about running the football effectively like they already did last week, and the defensive line just has to stay disciplined. That was their problem last week. They were undisciplined, along with, of course, the health of Jonah Jackson and Amani Oruwariye. If that goes south, I see Washington winning this game.
Yeah, another thing, too, I'd like to point out is I'm fairly confident in this one, specifically because our guy, Malcolm Rodriguez, former free safety, we just found out he went live on Detroit Lions TikTok today and said his favorite player all time was Ed Reed.
Ed Reed's the man.
Ed Reed's the effing man.
It's hard not to have Ed Reed in your top 5. That dude is an animal.
100%. But last week, Carson Wentz had 313 yards. He averaged 7 per attempt, and I think his most receptions went to Antonio Gibson, who's a former wide receiver himself. I think Malcolm Rodriguez is probably going to be assigned that situation. I know that Anzalone's probably a little bit more sound in terms of the cerebral part of the game because obviously he's a veteran at this point. But Malcolm Rodriguez is no slouch. As you heard this week, he had no MAs. They're putting him in a lot of those coverage assignments because he is a former free safety. But that could be one where we could get exposed to. We're going to have to stop Antonio Gibson, just because he's going to open up things for speedsters like Terry McLaurin, like Curtis Samuel, like Jahan Dotson. And again, I'm not as concerned about those other two, Jahan Dotson and Curtis Samuel. However, Terry McLaurin is going to get his. He is one of the premier wide receivers. I know we had this debate yesterday. I still think that A.J. Brown is better, but that doesn't mean that Terry McLaurin's not a threat and that you shouldn't be scared of him. Terry McLaurin can absolutely be a problem. However, with Jeff Okuda's emergence, it's week 1 again. I don't want to pour too much into it, but if he's able to check him at the line of scrimmage and be El Jefe, if El Jefe is free, then hopefully that's not a problem. But absolutely, you got to get to Carson Wentz. You can say what you want. I know it's easy and fun to make fun of Carson Wentz, but he could slice you up. You know what I'm saying? Carson Wentz can definitely be a problem, and I know that a lot of people. We've been this week. I think it's been. I don't want to say who, but people say he's not as mobile as he used to be. I'm still scared of his mobility. I'm saying Carson Wentz still can run the football, and he's a bigger dude too. Maybe if he does put his shoulder down, he gets hurt though. But
I said it multiple times that he's not as mobile as he used to be.
Yeah,
and I think that's true.
We definitely have to wrap that up. And again, I'm not as concerned with that though because we had the Jalen Hurts experience, aka a learning experience. I'm saying it wasn't a good experience ultimately, and Carson Wentz isn't the athlete that he is.
Hopefully, they didn't burn the tapes this time and they actually learned from it.
Yeah.
So it looked like they didn't learn from last year at all.
No, they watched them. That's what yesterday they both coordinators spoke, and they were like, it's kind of funny they use the same bar. I don't know if this was planned out or not, but they came away disappointed but not discouraged.
Yeah.
Aiden Hutchinson actually he spoke to me yesterday too, and they're speaking to him about missing the tackle stuff like that. He didn't seem concerned at all. He actually gave himself he said he had a fairly good outing. He just obviously had those mess ups, which we agreed to.
Yeah, I agree. I think he had a pretty good outing. He just didn't get him on the ground, which is obviously that is a big part of his outing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he got back there. He might have over pursued a couple times. He might have been too excited a couple times. And when you're playing a guy like Jalen Hurts, that'll burn you.
Yeah.
But if he gets in the backfield with the same regularity as he did in Week 1, I expect him to have a couple sacks against Carson Wentz.
We've been mostly negative this segment. And our guy JB didn't give us his keys to victory, or you give us your keys to how we're gonna lose it. But JB,
I got both of those, man.
lay it on us. Lay it on the people.
Keys to victory. I can't reiterate this enough. I mean, Spencer and Sam have said this all day. You have to get to Carson Wentz. You have to get to him. That is it. If you give him time back there, Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, even Jahan Dotson, they will burn you, and they have the speed to do it. Not necessarily saying Jeff Okuda's not going to hold up and, at least play hard against these receivers, but I just think it's just 50-50 after halftime. I mean, he might be gassed all the way there, so there you go. That's just more opportunity for Carson Wentz to just light us up and light up that scoreboard. And, loss scenario right there is if every single person that we see here that's questionable on an injury report just is out on Sunday.
Yeah.
That's an automatic L. And I was rooting for these guys, trust me. I mean, I probably would have got him at 2.5 if you had the opportunity, but now looking at this, I mean, you might break even at 0.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for sure. I'm sorry, I was just checking to see if we have any more.
I'm gonna be my feelings if we lose, man.
Before we make some money, I just wanted to. Joey made a good point in the chat. He said Evan Brown played well while being sandwiched between Jackson and Vaitai. Now he's playing between Sternberg and the new guy Forbes, and it's going to be a whole new game. That's for sure. It's a lot easier to look good when you have a Pro Bowler next to you, and so without that, hopefully Jackson plays, but it's not looking great.
Sternberg, because you got me saying it earlier too.
Sternberg,
yeah.
Sternberg,
or Steinberg.
Sorry, Sternberg. Sternbergler. But if this Lions offensive line injuries are making you, feel real down like they currently are for me, you might want to check out SMA or the Sports Marketing Agency, because the Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the F Word, helps spread awareness of fentanyl and other addictions. So if you are struggling or you know someone who is, make sure you go check them out at thesportsma.com.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Detroit's downtown summer playground is back. Open all summer long, the Monroe Street Midway. Enjoy roller skating, free Wi-Fi, food trucks, art installations, and so much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the basketball court, putt-putt, and, of course, family programming all summer long. All art installations are done by Detroit artists, and it's a fun, safe event from people 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for the Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck. You know, you've heard of it. It's the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. 2 different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play and private lane reservation, $120 for 10 to 12 people. If you get thirsty, they have a $2 mystery beer vending machine as well as multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So make sure you come check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at FollingWarehouse.com.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spinmo Rex.
What up, though?
Young Sus in the TD booth, JB Smooth with the ones and twos, and of course, Flannel Sam, the legend killer on the Maz chair. Guys, there's a poll in the chat. You know, if we hit up, can we hit 100 likes, or are we gonna hit 169? The opposite is you hate us and babies. There's 107 votes, but we only had 79 likes.
I see. We're at 99.
We're at 99? Maybe
Yeah.
I gotta refresh my thing.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Sorry.
That's my bad.
But
However,
still, 8 of you are lacking, so.
Yeah, let's get to the 100. Let's get to the 100. Yesterday, we went over the offenses of both the Durs and the Detroit Lions.
The DC Durs.
DC Durs. Today, I want to go over the defenses.
Yes, we should.
Defensive line group,
Yes.
linebackers,
Yes.
DBs,
Yes.
and safeties. Spinny. Defensive line. Who has? It's kind of obvious to me, but
Yeah, I'm giving it to DC.
Yeah.
It's, they have, like they said, Jonathan Allen, 9 sacks as defensive tackle. You've got a guy like Darren Payne who makes a lot of plays up there. You've got Montez Sweat who has that game-breaking ability. He has that pass rush speed. Even without their best defensive lineman in Chase Young, they still have a very good defensive line when it comes to rushing the quarterback. So I think the Lions could get there. Obviously, if Aiden becomes what we all think he's going to become, if maybe Levi comes back, but we never know when that's going to happen. Ali McNeil takes a step. Julian Okwara being back will help for sure, because I think with Julian Okwara back, we're going to see more of Aiden Hutchinson on the inside, rushing from the inside. As Eazy reported from practice to me literally every day. He's like, yeah, Aiden's tearing it up on the inside. So if we see that, I'll be happy. But I think on paper, the Durs defensive line outweighs ours a little bit.
Flannel Sam.
Oh, that's Washington by a long shot right now. Even with Chase Young out, you've got Daron Payne, you've got Montez Sweat, you've got Jonathan Allen. That is by far the strength of the Washington defense, and one of the strengths of their entire team. Washington has the better defensive line right now for sure.
Yeah, undefeated, undisputed. JB, who's the better defensive line, Detroit Lions or the Washington Durs?
It's the Durs. It's the Durs. I can't even compare the Lions right now. It's the Durs all day.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. As much as I'd love to hype up my man Aiden as number 2 overall pick and Charles Harris, Jonathan Allen as interior defensive lineman put up the same career sack numbers as our edge rushers, Charles Harris. So it is what it is. They got a dominant defensive line. Off the defensive line set. Now, not looking like a great matchup for us come Sunday. However, I'll move on to the linebacker situation. Personally, actually, let me start with you, Spinny.
I'm going to give it to the Durs as well.
Yeah.
I think, Sam, even before the show started, he was like, yeah, when you dig deep on these Washington linebackers, they're pretty damn good. And it's true. You look at, Cole Holcomb, he's only been in the league for, 3 years, but in every season where he's played more than 10 games, which is 2 of them, he's had more than 100 tackles. He had 142 tackles last year, 83 solo tackles. He had only 2 tackles for loss, but still he had he had 2 interceptions. He had a pick 6. The guy 2 forced fumbles. His rookie year, he went for 105 tackles, 74 solo tackles. He had 3 forced fumbles. He had a pass defense. He's a stud. That guy's a stud up the middle for them. You look at their other linebacker, and David Mayo. He in 2019 he had a very good season with 82 combined tackles, 5 tackles for loss, and 13 games played. You look at, obviously we think Malcolm's going to be good, still unproven. I want to see more out of him before I say he's going to be better than guys that have, full seasons, have full resumes in the NFL already.
He's better than David Mayo.
And we'll see. I can't say that yet. He's played 1 game in the NFL. And you look at Anzalone, his best year was last year, where he only had 78 total tackles. He had 7 pass defense, a sack, and an interception. But those guys combined for a lot of tackles last year. Especially Cole Holcomb. Last year 142 total tackles with a sack.
Yeah, I'll give you
with a fumble or 2 forced fumbles with an interception, 2 interceptions. So like, that guy's pretty damn good.
I'll give you Cole Holcomb. He does have a bit more of a resume. David Mayo. I mean, I'm confident saying that Malcolm Rodriguez is a better linebacker now. Even
I don't know.
He's had a really spotty resume. He's not always been a starter. He's had the game his season high. He said he played 13 games. He actually played all 16. He just didn't start. Mm-hmm. He's not that effective. Jamin Davis. Obviously, they drafted him out of the first round. Not living up to expectations. I think George hinted to that yesterday when he was on air with us. I think, again, if you go back to the game last week against the Jaguars, he was roughed up a little bit.
Yeah.
However, Anzalone, I just said, had his record-breaking tackles. It was also his first year starting for a defense because we were depleted on that end of the ball. He also led the league in missed tackles. I think number 2 behind him, I believe it was Derek Brown. There was another one of our linebackers. Wasn't far behind him. Led the league in missed tackles. So they're also 2 different defenses, right? Like, we only have 2 of our guys out there. They're obviously running the 4-3, so a little bit different there too. But
how many?
Just based off Cole alone, yeah.
How many tackles do you think Malcolm finishes with this year?
This year, if he stays healthy, I think get 100, 102, okay. 106. Flannel Sam.
It's Washington for me, and it's mainly because of the Cole Holcomb factor. He is a true starting middle linebacker. He is one of the few true starting linebackers on either of these cores. I think honestly the only player on the Lions who I think is worthy of possibly being a true starting linebacker going forward is your guy Malcolm Rodriguez, and he's a rookie 6th-round pick. It is Washington, at least for now.
Yeah. JB.
It's Washington for me as well. And don't get me wrong, we're all rooting for Malcolm Rodriguez, but it's only been 1 game, so I need to see a lot more tape from him and a lot more play out there on the field. So I'm still leaning Washington on this one.
Yeah, and that's I look at Malcolm Rodriguez as our best linebacker.
Yeah.
And I look at their best linebacker, and the dude's
he's better than our best.
He's better than our best.
Yeah.
And
can't deny it.
Can't deny
100%. Yeah. Malcolm hasn't put that stuff on his resume yet.
And I think he will. I think he'll be right around 100 tackles this year too. So I expect him to have a very good year. So I think he's better than David Mayo, or he's going to be better than David Mayo. But
you think he get 100 this year, Sam?
Yeah. Why? If he plays all 17 games, just by the totality, if you get 6 or 7 a game, you're going to get 100. So I'm not calling for it. Is it possible? Absolutely.
Yeah. Pretty much. This one's a little bit more interesting.
It is, especially now.
Yeah. The cornerbacks. We'll play as if Amani's playing.
If Amani's playing.
Because today was a playing day off for him.
If Amani's playing, I think the Lions do have the slight edge in quarterbacks. Obviously, Jeff Okudah is still unproven, but I think he is going to have a good year. I think he's going to bounce back this year. And I have a love affair with Amani Omowaria, even though he didn't play too well in that first game, but he was going up against A.J. Brown for a lot of those snaps. But you look at Kendall Fuller, and Kendall Fuller is no slouch. Like, he had a good, in 2020, he had 4 interceptions, 11 pass defenses, 50 combined tackles. Last year, he only had 1 interception, but he had 16 pass defenses, 77 total tackles. Like, he's not bad either. He is a very solid guy to have out there. So I think he and, they're kind of a wash. And then you look at their other corner, William Jackson III. Last year, he went for 2 interceptions, 8 pass defense, only 39 combined tackles. And when you look at a tackle stat from corners, it's mostly solo tackles, because you got to think a lot of them are out on the edge. They don't have a lot of help over there, so most of them are solo tackles. But I think off potential and off of what I think they will be this year, I'm going to give us the up on William Jackson. I think Okudah will be better than William Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And Amani and Kendall Fuller is...
Yeah, I can Fuller.
I'll give the edge to Amani a little bit, but it's not a huge margin. So I'd give it to the Lions if they're healthy, but if Amani's out, it's Washington.
Yeah, and this isn't any type of fanfare or there's no bias in it. Again, we had a Washington Commanders content creator guy, writes for fullpresscoverage.com, verified writer and all that good stuff like that. He admitted, their secondary and linebacking core aren't their strengths. They are the weaknesses of that defense, more specifically the secondary. And I think Kendall Fuller, I agree with you. I think he is the better of the two. We'll get to the safeties, but I think there's only one kind of bright spot in that backfield, and it is at the safety position, much like ours, and they do kind of mirror in that way.
For sure.
So Sam, I'm interested to hear your take.
God, this is so tough because to me, the Lions have the best corner of the four, who is Amani Oruwariye, but they also might, as of right now, have the worst in Jeff Okudah. I am, out of those four, I am going to give the slight edge to the Lions because, I mean, Kendall Fuller, he's a pretty good corner. William Jackson, they're both solid guys who probably would be better as number twos on a good team.
For sure.
So, given the fact that Jeff Okudah finally gets his first year in the Aaron Glenn system and he looked really good in week 1, I think by the end of the year and on potential, you will be saying the Detroit Lions have the better corners than the Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
I agree.
Moving on to, I'm sorry, JB.
Oh no, you're good. Just quick iterate. I'm going with the Lions corners if they're healthy and if they play.
Yeah.
Yes. Then I'm going with the Lions corners easily.
On to the safeties, in which I think there is a bright spot in their backfield. Bobby McCain, he's been around for a while, and he's never been like a true star, you know what I'm saying, but he's been okay. I think the same could almost be said for our guy Tracy Walker. Although Tracy Walker in the last game, he looks like a weapon to be utilized on that defensive side of the ball for us. He was sent a couple times to put the hit on that guy, Jalen Hurts. In fact, he was the one and only guy to get the sack on Jalen Hurts last week. And I think if AG could, scheme up and drop a couple more blitzes like that, which Carson Wentz is known to struggle against, maybe that could be a key to victory as well. But the safeties, I have to go with the Detroit Lions, and it's just based off Tracy Walker.
Yeah, I am also going with the Lions. Like you said, I think Tracy Walker is the best player out of both of these defensive backfields. You saw what he did last year, having over 100 tackles. He had 108 tackles, 6 pass defense. He had a sack, an interception. In 2019, he had 103 total tackles with 82 solo tackles. That's pretty impressive. 8 pass defense, also 1 interception in that year. But you look at Carmen Curl, he's pretty damn good too. The safety for the Durs. In 2021, in 14 games, he had 99 combined tackles. In 2020, in 11 games, he had 3 picks with 88 combined tackles. He is questionable for this game, so we'll see if he goes out there and plays. But I'm going to give it to the Lions because I think Tracy Walker is the best player in both of the defensive backfields.
Cameron Curl. What up, Flannel Sam?
This is another one. I'm going to kind of do the same thing I did last time, not to be too long-winded. I think the best overall player is Tracy Walker, and I think the worst overall player is Deshaun Elliott. And also, I don't know if this counts, but their backup safety, Derek Forrest, he picked off Trevor Lawrence last week. It was a very big interception. At the end of the day, I am going to go with the Lions because I think Tracy Walker is poised to possibly have the best season of his life if he doesn't get kicked out of games. He was all over the field in week 1, and I expect more out of that from him. So by the skin of my teeth, and mostly on and a lot of ways on potential, I'm going to go with the Lions.
For sure.
JB.
Oh, it's Tracy all day, especially including what Flannel Sam said. If he can stay in this game, we got a chance.
For sure. And, we're cutting it close there with the break, but if you don't want too close of a cut, if you want just the right cut, there's only one place you can go, and that's Lady Jane's. Because as you know, we broadcast this show live from the headquarters of Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Birmingham. It's definitely awesome for when I get off the show. If I want to, take a couple inches off, clean up the dead ends a little bit, I can sit in one of those chairs, and I know my girls Alyssa or Megan will take care of me. So I highly recommend you get into a Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men near you and let them treat you like a king as well. They are open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. You can walk in anytime, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. So like I said, man, get into a Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men near you. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. No appointment necessary because at Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
OddsTrade.com is the number one site for your game day bets, play-by-play updates, live scores, and the best price on every game from multiple sports books. Guys, if you're spending your money, be smart with your money. Shop for the best odds at OddsTrade.com. It's just that easy. Maximize your profits, man. Go to OddsTrade.com right now for your best bet. What up, though? And welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy Easy, joined by my man Spinmo Rex.
What up, though?
We got Young Sus in the TD booth, JB's moving 1 to 2, and Flannel Sam in the Nash chair. As promised, at 6:30 today, we're set to announce the winner of the Outkick Your Coverage contest for front row seats to the Detroit Lions versus Washington Commanders game. Aaron Walker will be taking his fine dime Rizzle. We sent front row to watch Detroit Lions hopefully earn their first victory of the season against the Washington Commanders.
Aaron is the winner.
Shout out to Aaron.
Shout out Aaron.
Outkicking his coverage. And confirm he's actually married to that lady too.
Good for you.
They both, yeah.
Take a wipe down, enjoy the city. Maybe we'll see you when we're crashing tailgates.
Yeah.
Stop in with the brass rail.
100%.
Say what's up.
100%. We went over the matchups. We went over scenarios we want to lose. We got to get to it. I know I varied from what I told you during the break. Who's winning this game Sunday? Yeah.
Dude, it's tough. This is tough for me. If Amani doesn't play, I would say the Commanders.
Okay.
You know, especially if Amani and Jonah Jackson don't play, I would say the Commanders. But I'm still going Lions, man. I'm going to go Lions.
Okay.
You got to believe. Hopefully those guys play. Hopefully Amani's out there. Hopefully it's... I'm going to go Lions. I'm going to go Lions 32-27.
Okay. Flannel Sam?
Oh, man, I've been flip-flopping all show. I am going to say my final answer, the Detroit Lions, because they have to. If they start 0-2, any hopes they have of even having a 7-win season at least are done. They are going to get to Carson Wentz. Aiden Hutchinson is going to make up for last week where he was unimpactful and didn't really produce anything. And DeAndre Swift is going to have another 100-yard game of at least 5 yards per carry. And Jared Goff is going to start the game better than he did last week. I will go Lions 28-21.
I like that. JB.
Oh, boy. As long as I don't have any money on this game, then I'm good. But I'm still going to stay a homer and give me the Lions on this one. If Tracy can stay in this game, as you guys said, Jared Goff can just pick it up consistently with the passing game. DeAndre Swift, I'm not worried about him. He's going to get his opportunities. Lions win this game 27-21.
Okay.
Homers. Bunch of homers, sus. Detroit Lions or the Washington Dirts.
Detroit Lions 94-22, 17 sacks for 8.
Okay, let's go. You carry the two, that actually adds up. That makes sense. Detroit Lions at home against Washington Commanders. Frank Ragnow's out. Computing. Much like Flannel Sam said, this very much is a must-win game, despite what some, I'm not going to say butthurt, what some fans say. You know, some fans get pissed off when you say that. But for hopes of the season, for hopes of this franchise, even moving forward, I'd say this is a must-win game. Detroit Lions fans, last week, we had them going offsides multiple times. We have to do that again. We got to do that again. We need that. Carson Wentz is a new quarterback to this offense. All right? And he's gonna. I want it so damn loud, he needs some silent counts. You know what I'm saying? And real talk, he doesn't have that chemistry with that, the center yet. God damn. So you're going to find out, bro. I'm about to outkick my coverage. I'll be right back. Detroit Lions got to win. So I'm just going to say it. Detroit Lions win. I'm going to go with, what do you guys said, 28-something?
I said 28-21.
28-21. I'm going to steal that score.
Okay.
I'm going to borrow that score. We're going to share that score. 28-21 Detroit Lions.
Now you know what time it is. The inaugural pick-up. So, Sam, you can get on this too.
Yes, sir.
We are, every Friday, we're going to go through a slate of games in the NFL. We're all going to give our picks, and one of the games will get a total points scored. So that'll be the tiebreaker. Because the loser, whoever has the worst record, has to wear the hot dog suit on Tuesday's show. For the whole show. Everybody's get sweaty. Eazy was already sweating in it before, so it's probably stanky.
I'm also a big boy.
So
I'm doing a lot of moving in that suit. A lot of gyrating.
Game number 1 for you all to pick. We'll start with you, Eazy.
Okay.
Patriots versus the Steelers.
Patriots versus Steelers. Ooh, historically, man. You got Mike Tomlin versus Bill Belichick. Two really good coaches. Bill Belichick coming off of a loss. The Pittsburgh Steelers now had TJ Watt go out on IR with a torn pectoral. I got to go with Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick, I'm not going to say it's a must. Actually, no, it's a must win for him as well. 0-2, we know the history of those 0-2 games. JB, put some tunes on for this one. Let's get hyped for this.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You would say loser this wearing a hot dog suit all damn Tuesday.
Suns, Steelers, Patriots. Who you going?
Ooh, I'm going Steelers.
You're going Steelers.
I'm going Steelers. Yep.
JB, Steelers, Patriots. Who you going?
Give me the Patriots on this one.
Patriots. I'm going Steelers as well. Next game, we have the team we played last week versus the team we play next week. Vikings versus Eagles. Easy. Vikings, Eagles. Who you going?
Sheesh, you had to start with me. Vikings, Eagles. Vikings on the road?
I'm not sure.
Let me check. Let me go to oddstrader.com. All right, I'm on oddstrader.com. Vikings versus Eagles. I'm scrolling. Found it. Eagles are at home. Both teams are 1-0. Vikings are favored by 3. I'm sorry, Philly's favored by 3. I'm going to go Vikings. I'm going to go with the Dogs. I think that offense with Kevin O'Connell, I think they're going to utilize Justin Jackson, whatever the hell his name is. Jefferson, I apologize. They're going to be utilizing him a lot different ways we've seen before.
Okay. I like that pick. JB, Vikings, Eagles. Who you going?
Vikings. Vikings.
All right. Sus, Vikings, Eagles.
Vikings for sure.
Vikings. I am also going Vikings. I think Justin Jefferson is too damn good to be stopped. Next question, or next
Flannel
team.
Sam?
Oh yeah, sorry, Flannel. I'm totally
Yeah, we didn't get him for either.
I feel like
Warrior
an asshole.
Invisible Flannel today, I guess.
I'm going to go Steelers for game 1, and I'm going to go Eagles for game 2. Kirk Cousins is allergic to winning big primetime games on the road.
So he's got the 2 Pennsylvania
Monday Night
teams.
Football, yeah.
2 Pennsylvania teams. And next up, we got Dolphins, Ravens. Tua versus Lamar. Who you got, Easy?
Oh, man. Ravens are at home. They're favored by 3.5. I'm going to take the Ravens.
Ravens? Okay.
Yeah, I don't believe in Tua. I know he's got some weapons. I just don't believe in him as a quarterback. Jim Harbaugh's Super Bowl winning coach. I think he'll find something to get the ball back from him a couple times.
All right, JB, Dolphins, Ravens.
Give me the Dolphins on this one.
Dolphins on this one. Sam Flannel, Dolphins, Ravens.
Ravens. You know I only pick for Tua in extreme situations, so Ravens all the way. Tua Tagovailoa still sucks.
Okay, Sus, Dolphins, Ravens.
I'm going Ravens.
Ravens as well.
Shout out our future quarterback.
Paul Thomas is Ravens. E-Fogs is Ravens. Who you got, Smitty?
This one's tough, honestly.
I do want to remind you guys, actually, last year.
Is it in Baltimore?
This was in Baltimore, but last year they had a really close game. I think it was Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Lamar did start, but I think it was Jacob Brissett for the Dolphins, and it was an ugly one. Jacoby Brissett, yeah. So Dolphins actually
I'm going to
win.
go Dolphins. I'm going to go Dolphins.
Can I switch to the Dolphins, actually?
I like the weapons they added.
Switch me to Dolphins.
All right. I like the weapons they added. I liked the defense a lot. I like the head coach. This also is the total points one. So this is game 3 for the total points. That'll be the tiebreaker.
Okay.
So for me, I'm going to say... 54 total points scored.
Okay. That's actually crazy because that's the exact number I was thinking in my head.
Okay, total points? I mean, you can take
50,
that too if you want.
57.
57. All right, JB, total points scored in this game?
This is the Dolphins one, right?
Yeah, Dolphins, Ravens.
Give me 42.
42.
Yeah.
It was low scoring last year.
Sam Flannel.
45.
45. And Sus.
29 to 250.
No, I got 52.
52.
28-24.
All right. Next up, we have Panthers versus the Giants. Two ugly-ass teams going at each other. Easy Panthers, Giants. Who do you got?
The home team in this one is the Giants?
Yes.
I'm looking right now. I apologize. Yes, they are. Giants, I want to know, they beat the AFC #1 seed last year, the Tennessee Titans last year, on the road.
Yes, they
did. If I'm
did.
not mistaken. That's another reason too. This is a must-win for Dan Campbell. Like I said, make lose faith in these guys. Brian Daboll, first game as head coach with the shit team, the New York Giants beat.
Saquon looked pretty damn good too. He had
Saquon
like
did look pretty damn good.
160 plus yards.
Giants are at home. Giants are sick of disrespect. Baker Mayfield is playing for the other team on the road. Give me the Giants and give me a Centron. I gotta do it. I'm sorry. I know we're jumping into it.
You're good. We'll continue.
I was gonna save it a little bit, spread that one a little bit longer, but give me a Centron because it's the official drink of the fall. Just as the Detroit Red Wings are our hockey team of the fall, because let's face it, the Lions haven't done much lately. All right, the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings, and right now you could try their 6-pack sampler box at CentronWorld.com/Red Wings, and it includes the classic, the cranberry, and the sugar-free. If you're trying to lose some weight, avoid that heavyweight belt line. You feel me? Make sure you guys check out Centron. It's the real deal, and it's the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. As I said, hit that like button. Woodward Heavyweights will be right back.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for Bedrock, Detroit, and the Monroe Street Midway. Bedrock and Rocket Mortgage basically turned an old parking lot into a massive outdoor playground. They got roller skating, basketball courts, a mini golf course, food trucks, live music performances, and art installations. So whether you're Sam Flannel taking out your fiance on the city, or just chilling with the guys, make sure you go check out the Monroe Street Midway. It's a great place to be, and it's right in the heart of the city, right next to Campus Marshes. The only things you got to pay for are roller skating and food, but everything else is free. So go check out the Monroe Street Midway while you still can.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin Mo Rex.
What up, though?
We got Young Sus in the TV booth, JP Smooth in the 1s and 2s, and Flannel Sam in the mask chair. Shout out to him for joining us. Right now, we're currently doing a segment. All right, if you guys missed it, on our previous channel, we had a hot dog suit. All right, Woodward Sports owns a hot dog suit. It's the official Wiener.
The Wiener.
All right.
Woodward Wiener.
So we're doing our NFL picks for this weekend. The losing record comes in next Tuesday in the hot dog suit. Although we did consider wearing the hot dog suit because, as you know, Mondays we are at the Coliseum nightclub. But we weren't going to.
And it's my birthday this Monday, so make sure you come show up.
Oh, my God, we turned up, man. We definitely turned up.
Oh,
Going
God.
stupid. Oh, God.
Oh, God. Okay, so the last game we were picking was Panthers-Giants. Easy gave his pick of the Giants.
Yes, give me the Giants.
So we're going to move on from there. JB, Panthers-Giants, who you got?
Give me the Giants, but that's solely on Saquon.
Okay. Sam Flannel, I know who you're taking. I don't even. He
Hey,
hates Baker more
Giants.
than anybody.
Baker Mayfield blows, and Saquon Barkley is on a revenge tour, and they finally have an offensive coach who I think is good for this team. Give me the Giants all day.
Okay. Sus?
Giants all day.
Panthers, Giants. He's going Giants. All right. Oh, man, I kind of want to say Panthers. I do.
Dude, they couldn't beat the Browns with backup quarterback last week.
That's true, but they were pretty close. And the Browns have a really good team. The Browns have a much better team than the Giants, like all around.
I mean, it ain't me wearing the glizzy who picked up the Panthers, so go ahead.
It might be.
I'm encouraging you.
No, I'm going to go Giants. I agree. I think Brian Daboll is a great addition to this team. I think he's a great head coach, very offensive-minded guy, and that'll bring out the best in him. Next up, we got Cardinals versus Raiders. Kyler Murray versus Derek Carr. Who you got, Easy?
Cardinals versus Raiders. Raiders are home, right?
Yes.
I'm assuming. Give me the Raiders. 0-1. They're on the same edge of that 0-2 cliff. I think the Arizona Cardinals, Cliff Kingsbury, and Kyler Murray, probably more so Cliff Kingsbury, his offensive system, has been figured out. We saw in that second half of the season last year, they just weren't as effective. They don't have DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah, give me the Raiders. The Raiders got a squad. They got a squad this year. They're supposed to be a lot better than expected. They had a tough matchup with the Chargers last week, so yeah.
For sure.
Raiders.
JB, Raiders, Cardinals, who you got?
Raiders have a squad, which I will agree with that, but I think it's just Derek Carr and Devontae Adams. Give me the Cardinals on this one.
Okay. Arizona. Sam Flannel?
Give me the Raiders. They have Derek Carr has his best collection of weapons he ever had, and Chandler Jones and Max Crosby rushing the passer. Raiders.
Sus?
Ooh. You know, I'm going the Raiders. I like Kyler Murray, but I'm going the Raiders. Sounds like they got a loaded team.
Okay. I am also going the Raiders. I think, with Darren Waller, I like Josh Jacobs as a running back. They added Devontae Adams, who is probably my favorite receiver in the NFL. They added Chandler Jones to go opposite Max Crosby. I think they go out there and they have a good game. And last but not least, Game 6 that we'll be picking, Bucks-Saints. Bucks-Saints. Who you got, Easy?
Oof. Why are you yelling at me like that?
Bucks-Saints. Who you got?
Give me Tom Brady.
Okay. Tampa Bay.
I know he starts slow. The Saints guy has number defensively, but I just can't. That guy goes go.
All right, JB.
If I could just tell you the number one rule in football, don't bet against 12.
That's fair.
Give me Tom Brady.
Tampa Bay. Sam Flannel?
You do bet against 12 when it's the Saints in the regular season because the Saints have his number and Jameis Winston is healthy, and with even a competent quarterback, the Saints will win this game.
They do got a lot of weapons this year.
All right, Young Sus.
Give me this guy.
Hey, yo, you trying to get us kicked out on YouTube, good? Man.
That was
Get
brilliant,
off the
Sus.
screen.
Brilliant, Sus.
I'm with Sam Flannel. I'm going with the New Orleans Saints. Tom Brady is 0-4 with the Bucks against the Saints. They have his number. My boy
In regular
Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston, crab legs, is healthy. He's back. Michael Thomas looked like he didn't miss an entire year in their first week. He was out there going crazy. So I am going to go with the New Orleans Saints to beat Tom Brady in the regular season once again. So that is our pick'em. I'll take a picture of this. I'll send it in the chat so we know who's going to be wearing that glizzy suit on Monday.
A DFS docket in chat says Sus picks NFL games based off the prettiest jersey colors. That was mean. If I may, because I know we got, 3 more minutes? We have to go to break, or we're jumping a little bit early?
No, yeah, we're jumping early.
All right, well, let me say this, because I touched the Detroit Lions. I'm picking them to win. I think defense is going to have a big part of this, too. Obviously, Hudson, I think, is going to be able to catch Carson Wentz a lot easier than he was trying to catch Jalen Hurts. And I think Tracy Walker, as much as we've seen him spice up the game in the defensive end last week, as we said, Carson Wentz doesn't do well against the blitzes. He isn't as mobile as Jalen Hurts. And I think Tracy Walker is going to be all over this one, and quite possibly the very reason we win this game.
For sure. Our defense is going to be the reason we win this game, like it or not. And if you need a good defense, there's only one call you got to make, and that's Guardian Alarm, because Guardian Alarm will protect the things you love, whether you're at home or on the road. With their 24/7 local monitoring, you can make sure the things that are important to you stay safe. So call 1-800-STAY HOT. That's how many straight days of flannel protection?
132.
132 straight days of Sam Flannel protection. Call
1-800-STAY HOT
right now. Let them know Woodward Sports sent you. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back.
You're in a ugly guy. And that's okay, because you've outkicked your coverage with your significant other. Well, that's good news for you. Their hotness and your notness could get you front row tickets. The Woodward Sports Network is giving you a chance to sit front row for the Detroit versus Washington football game. That's right. We're looking for the ugliest guy and the hottest girl. So fellas, come on. If you know you've outkicked your coverage, here's your chance. Post a pic of you and your superior-looking partner on Twitter or Instagram with hashtag Woodward Front Row. Follow us and tag @Woodward Sports. Hurry, because we'll be selecting a winner September 16th. We can't wait to see you. Well, her. From the network that always outkicks the competition. Woodward Sports.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for Big Frog in Novi, and right now you can get a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long at Big Frog in Novi. All you gotta do is go to Big Frog Novi, tell them we sent you, and they will print you out one on the spot. So make sure you visit Big Frog Novi or check them out online at bigfrog.com/Novi. The man who made the legend.
Adam Mother Bleepin' Morency.
Adam Morency. Join the club. High five. Or he's looking at his fly. Adam, fly down. What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spinmo Rex.
What up, though?
We got Young Sus to the TD Wolf, JB Smooth with the ones and twos, and Flannel Sam in the mass chair. We closing out the show, Smitty. And as always, we gotta give the Spartans some love. We own that for life at this point.
We do. It's
it's a big game for them too.
You gotta kiss some ass. But I just this is a big game. They're going into Washington. Washington is the 3rd overall ranked offense in total offense this year in college football. So it's going to be a tough test. They're going to have to go in there, but I do think they're going to come out with the victory. I have some keys to victory though. Obviously, Jacoby Widman, dude is a monster. He's first in sacks in the NCAA. He's first in forced fumbles in the NCAA. He is the overall #1 ranked defensive player per Pro Football Focus in the Power 5 conferences. Back-to-back Big Ten Defensive Player of the Years. Defensive Player of the Weeks, excuse me. He needs to go out there and have the same performance that he's had in these first 2 games. He needs to cause havoc in that backfield. He needs to make sure the quarterback can't get into his spot, and I expect him to do just that. Another guy, another beautiful transfer portal find by Mel Tucker to go along with Jacoby Widman. On the other side of the ball is Jalen Berger. Jalen Berger came out there in game 1, 16 rushing attempts, 120 yards, and 1 touchdown. In game 2, he went for 17 rushing attempts, 107 yards, and 3 of them tutties. So we need Jalen Berger to continue having this success he was having on the ground in those first 2 games. We expect to come out of Washington with a dub. And obviously, a lot relies on Peyton Thorne. Peyton Thorne needs to get right in this game. He needs to go back to what he was doing last year, making big plays down the field, connecting with his receivers. It's not looking too good for Jaden Reed to play in this game, which will be a big loss, but he needs to connect with his other weapons because they do have more weapons. Guys like Trey Mosley, guys like Keon Coleman, even tight ends like Barker and Malik Carr need to be weapons utilized in that passing game by Peyton Thorne. So that is the biggest thing for me, is Peyton Thorne getting right, him coming out there, making big plays down the field. Of course, we got to look at other guys on the defense. Ben Van Sumeren needs to step up. In the first game, when Darius Snow went out, he had 11 total tackles. Like, the guy was out there like a man on a mission. So I'd love to see Ben Van Sumeren and Kyle Halliday play big roles in this. In the linebacking core, we need Amir Speed and Chester Kimbrough to keep doing their thing on the outside, locking down these guys as the corners for this team. So I expect a lot. I expect the defense to be firing on all cylinders. It makes Amir Speed and Chester Kimbrough's jobs a lot easier when Jacoby Widman is doing what he does best, and that is causing absolute havoc in the backfield. So like I said, Peyton Thorne needs to get it right. He needs to continue. He's having some success, but he had a couple picks against Akron, not good. He's been a little hot and cold. We need him to be hot the whole game. So Peyton Thorne comes out there, has success. Jacoby Widman, Jalen Berger, keep doing what they're doing. And my boys, Amir Speed and Chester Kimbrough, lock it down on the outside. Michigan State comes out of Seattle with the dub.
I heard Seattle's having the purple out. This is the biggest home game on their schedule.
The Huskies.
The number 11 ranked Spartans?
I believe they're 11. I've seen them at 14. I don't know what the coaches poll was compared to.
Yeah, they're at 11 right now.
They're at 11 right now? Okay.
Yeah, up until this point, this is the biggest game on their schedule. It's a must-win, if you will. Having this on their resume, if they want a chance at the playoffs, this is a big part of it. This is a big test for the Spartans, too. Obviously, Washington has a spicy offense.
Yes.
The killer bees will be crucial in that one. Taking the ball out of the air and out of Washington's hands. But it's scary, man. I heard Reed's going to have a lot less impact this one too, because obviously he's working through some things.
Yeah, he's got a back injury. He's got like a cut on his back, so I'm not sure. I haven't seen any legit thing whether he's going to be playing or not.
He's going to be playing, but he'll be taking back kicks.
Okay.
But this is a big game for Sparty, and I don't want to say it because I'm already on Sparty's bad list, but I mean, it's definitely one to be nervous about. Flynn, you're a lot bigger college football guy than myself, though.
Yeah, this is definitely a huge game for Michigan State. Like Spencer said, Jacoby Widman, he has been a dude so far, but to be fair, he's done it against, two non-Power 5 teams. I think he's legit, but he has to prove it against a quality opponent. Berger and Broussard have kind of replaced the production of Kenneth Walker. I mean, they pretty much have. Together, they are every bit as good as Kenneth Walker as a tandem. Peyton Thorne, though, he has been a little bit, sus, no pun intended. He hasn't quite been the quarterback he was last year when he threw for more touchdown passes in a season than any Michigan quarterback has ever had. And you mentioned the wide receiver, Spencer. I think this is very important. Keon Coleman and Trey Mosley are no joke.
Yes.
Like, coming into the season, I thought that Jaden Reed was going to be a dark horse. Well, you said it, and I seconded it, a dark horse Biletnikoff Award candidate. Mm-hmm. I think the production might be more spread around those three than you think, especially if Jaden Reed doesn't play in this game. Washington, though, I got them winning this one. I know it's kind of going a little bit more with my heart than with my head because, God, I hate Michigan State with a burning passion. But Michael Penix, that is a real quarterback. Us as Big Ten fans are very familiar with Michael Penix. He was on Indiana. He was often injured, but in that 2020 season, he was amazing.
Yeah.
And he's played very, very well in these last two games. And it's Washington on the West Coast in Seattle at night, a purple out. That is a tough atmosphere.
One of the loudest stadiums.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I have Washington winning this game, but as I said earlier, there is a lot for Michigan State to hang their hat on. There are some things that can happen for them to win. Now all they have to do is go out and execute, because at the end of the day, I believe they are the more talented team.
For sure. I agree. And, we're coming to the end of it here, so we want to just shout out. We are going to be downtown on Sunday, like we did last week.
Yes, sir.
Getting interviews, crashing tailgates. So if you have a tailgate, if your tailgate is live, if you want the heavyweights to make an appearance,
that deal.
Get some interviews, shotgun a beer or two, see what's going on. Shoot us a DM, and we'll be down there. Again, Monday night. We're back at the Coliseum on 8 Mile. It is my birthday, so come out and support, man. I want to see you guys out there. I want to have a good time. So come out and support your boys. My birthday, Monday night at the Coliseum. We appreciate you guys for watching this whole week. You know who we are. We're the Heavyweights.
King and Cass
We're
Tech.
live.
We'll be out
5
there
to
tonight,
7,
too.
King and Cass Tech. We'll catch you guys down there.
Dante Moore.
5 to 7, Monday through Friday. For the man to my left, the one, the only Speak Easy.
Lions
for Young
win.
Sus, Christopher Platty holding it down in the TD booth. Our boy JB Smooth holding it down in the sound booth. And Sam Flannel joining us from the Maz camp. I am Spencer Ragster. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you on Monday. Peace.